Today on the Stay-at-Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make the most amazing carrot cake cupcakes. You guys are loving my carrot cake recipe, so today I'm going to show you how to turn that into cupcakes. Start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then line a muffin tin with little paper cupcake liners. This recipe makes 24 cupcakes, so you'll either need 2 pans or work in batches. For the cupcake batter, you'll start with 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/2 cups of sugar, 2 1/4 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, and then our spices, starting with 1 1/2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, then 3/4 teaspoon each of ground cloves, ground nutmeg, and ground allspice. The last dry ingredient is 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And then you just want to give the dry ingredients a quick mix to combine. Then it's time to start adding in our wet ingredients. Starting with 3/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce. This is going to add a ton of moisture to our cupcakes. Then you'll need 3/4 cup of canned crushed pineapple, and you just want to lightly drain that. There can still be liquids in there, but get rid of at least some of them. Then we'll add in 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, along with 3 large eggs, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to use a hand mixer to mix this all together until combined. You can see that this is a rather thick batter and it will not be smooth due to the crushed pineapple. Be sure to stop and scrape the bottom and sides of the bowl to make sure that everything gets mixed in. Then we're going to add in 2 1/4 cups of finely shredded carrot, and you can see this is nice and fine. This is not the bagged stuff. You actually want to shred the carrots yourself. And then 1 1/2 cups of chopped walnuts, and you can always leave these out if there's a nut allergy. Another common addition to carrot cake is golden raisins. However, I'm not a big raisin fan, so I leave those out, but if you wanted to add those in, you'd add in 1 1/2 cups. Use your rubber spatula to fold and stir all of those nuts and carrots in with the batter. You want the carrots and nuts to be fairly evenly distributed throughout the batter. Then you'll want to scoop the batter into the prepared cupcake liners and fill each about 2/3 of the way full. You can always do a test run if you need to. It's better to underfill than overfill. If you're working in batches, you will want to let the pan cool a little bit before refilling. Next, we're going to bake these in the 350 degree oven for 20 to 22 minutes. While the cupcakes are baking, it's a good time to make your frosting. You could really use any type of frosting you'd like, but when it comes to carrot cake, I like to use a cream cheese buttercream. That starts with 8 ounces of softened cream cheese and 1/2 cup of softened butter. Then use a hand or stand mixer to beat this all together until it's light and fluffy. I like to whip it for a solid 2 to 3 minutes. Then we'll add in about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract and give this a quick mix to combine. Then we're going to start adding in our powdered sugar. You'll need about 2 cups total, but you want to add it in about 1/2 cup at a time, mixing in between additions. I keep it on a low speed until all of the powdered sugar has been added in, and then increase the speed once it's all added in to get those last bits mixed in. How much frosting you'll need depends on how you plan on frosting your cupcakes. If you go bakery style and pile it high, you'll probably need to double the amount of frosting. Once your cupcakes are done baking, you'll want to remove them from the pan and transfer them to a wire rack to cool completely before frosting. You can just grab a butter knife and spread the frosting on, or if you'd like, you can transfer it to a piping bag and use whatever tip you'd like to frost and decorate your cupcakes however you want. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos, where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.